Back. Thanks for staying with us. We often think that having or going into a relationship is all about meeting someone and just building intimacy. Well, today we are going to look at life skills that are essential for the success of a relationship, and doing justice to that is certified family life practitioner and child mental wellness coach, Nene Ben Ekichuku. Good morning.
Good morning to you, and how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, and I'm happy to see you.
Same here, same here. Let's get right to it. Whoever thought that you need life skills in a relationship?
Right.
But here you are telling us that it is essential, it is critical, it is important, maybe even the bane of one's relationship, right?
Absolutely.
So let's talk about its importance and then just, break it down to what these life skills that you're, recommending
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Most times when you go into any kind of relationship, there are things that nobody, even in school, prepares you for. There are experiences that you are really not qualified or not even going to have any idea that you would encounter.
Yeah.
For instance, people tend to think being alone is the same thing as being lonely. So valuing your me time is something that, you should actually work towards. But you will not be able to achieve that if you don't know that there are times that you need that time for yourself.
Space.
Exactly. And of course, one other thing people don't really, life generally or school or whatever it is doesn't prepare you for is the fact that sometimes something as little as what I would call breast pocket money, having that little money or that savings sometimes can save you a whole lot of stress. Most people go through stress. One of the major reasons for issues in relationship is actually financial challenges. So having that savings, having that breast pocket money can be very, very key, a very key life skills that you should get. Another thing that life doesn't prepare you for is the fact that sometimes the most popular opinions doesn't make it right. So when you go online and you see
So many things,
a lot of teachers and in-laws and coaches,
Online,
it doesn't really mean what they say. Most people give you advices based on their personal experience. Yeah, so these are things that, form the basis of why you should have some life skills before going into any kind of relationship.
Now let's talk about some of these life skills.
Yeah, so the first thing that you should understand is there are several.
Okay.
And one, you should keep aspiring to keep getting better.
Okay.
There's no like 5 tips, 6 tips, or 3 tips.
Okay.
But the first thing is understanding yourself. Self-awareness, knowing who you are and managing yourself is very important. Another thing you should also consider is flexibility. We're in a world where there's so much, information about diversity. So your way is not the only way. Trying to insist you should always be your way or the way you learned it.
Have an open mind.
Have an open mind, exactly. It's very important. And of course, there are several social skills. Communication, very important. Your ability to talk. Sometimes you have to get to that point where you learn assertiveness. And the fact that someone said no doesn't make you a bad person or make you incompetent. Just the way someone can say yes to you is the same way you can get a no. So normalize getting responses, but you cannot normalize it if you do not believe in yourself or believe in your own abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have pointed out 3 key life skills to us now: social skills, flexibility. Oh, there are 4 actually:
self-awareness, exactly,
and then
self-management
as well. Now let's talk about why these key life skills are important and how the roles that they play in the success of our relationships.
Yeah. So, when it comes to skills, when it comes to any kind of knowledge or information, you need to be sure. You need to understand, like I said, yourself. Understanding and managing yourself prepares you for the future, prepares you for someone else, prepares you for how you're going to also relate with people. There are, for instance, what we call the 4 C's. which of them, which insists, or which consists rather, of creative thinking, collaboration, cognitive thinking, and communication as well.
Okay.
So you can see that in everything that we do, communication is very important.
True.
Learning to communicate with yourself, learning to communicate with people. If you have a different view from me, it doesn't make you wrong, it doesn't make me right. It's just our ability to understand and meet ourselves in between.
Yeah, but then I feel that with, so there are two things that I would like to point out from what you've just said, right? Especially with accepting other people's opinion and, you know, just running with it. And like, it's okay. For some people, it could seem as you're compromising a bit of yourself, which in turn could maybe affect one negatively in a way where you find that you're losing a bit of yourself because you're accepting too much of the other person's, you know, opinions and even their beliefs, which of course sort of has an effect that it, you know, has on you as a person. Your self-aware, which of course it could also affect your self-awareness and, you know, other life skills that you have, you know, learned along the way.
Yeah, so while you were talking, my mind just went to this story about the three little pigs.
Oh,
Yes, so that's how information is.
okay.
Some of them are meant to, you know, they can't stand the test of time.
Okay.
And the only one that can stand the test of time is because of your own investment in yourself. And that's the one that can stand. So if information comes to you, it comes in the way these pigs try to build their homes. Some of them are like the wild wind. They will sweep you off. Some of them will pull you down. But it's what you believe and what you understand, what you have invested in. Take, for instance, there are people that have intentionally gone out of their way to search for wrong information. And how does it affect them? It doesn't affect just them, it affects those around them.
True.
So that's the thing with information. When you get the wrong information, it actually makes you have some level of assertion or power. But how you use it now obviously tells you the implication of what it would cause.
The approach.
The approach, exactly. Yeah.
Let's talk about some of those life skills. Still going back to the life skills because that's the key
Yeah.
for this discussion. How does one, you know, learn some of these life skills? Someone watching right now is like, I don't know how to go about this. I don't know. What do I do? I want to learn these life skills. I want to use them in impacting and developing myself as an individual. What would you recommend that they do?
Thank you very much for that question. So one of the important things, like I said earlier on, is learning to communicate. There is no harm in searching for information, but your ability to form or have the right tribe or have the right team or have the right people would help you build yourself, would help you get the needed information. If someone comes and tells me, I have you know, mass of properties. At that time, is that what I want? So you should know what you want per time. It would help you search out the kind of information you need in life.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you here on the show.
Thank you
Whoever
so
thought
much.
that one would need life skills to survive in a relationship?
Absolutely.
It's also very important. Thank you for bringing this key factor to our, you know, awareness this morning.
Thank you.
And it's always a pleasure. We have to head over for some musical performance, right?